good. Lake effect snow for them. You know, that's it. It's 34 degrees. I checked the temperature because they never look too cold when they're playing. It looked like a nice snow.
Oh,
Sometimes
I'm sure half the fans don't have a shirt on.
Oh, yeah, you know they don't. Yeah, I've already saw them. So, yeah, some wild weather up there for us. We're getting our version of cool weather for sure. Temperatures are cooling off by our standards. Now, these are not the temperatures. I don't want to scare you. These are the dew points, and it gives us an idea of how low the temperatures can go until we reach condensation, until dew forms. So we are able to get down into the upper 40s, and that's where a lot of areas inland will head, but closer to the coastlines we'll have low to mid 50s possible around the region. But to give some reference with the dew point, for Floridians, we get excited when it's below 65. 60, we're doing great. Below 50, yeah, it's dry. So very dry air is going to be here for the weekend. We have high pressure. We don't have any rain in the forecast for a long time. These are the actual temperatures. Still 59 degrees out of Pagefield, 57 for Cape Coral, 52 for Arcadia. And tonight, we will have some pretty chilly weather by our standards. Still comfortable enough for those that, don't really like too cold of weather. 49 in Buckingham, 53 for San Carlos, 53 for Cape Coral, and upper 40s for areas inland. LaBelle at 48, Palmdale at 47, 57 for Marco. So noticeably colder than it was this morning. It's already noticeably colder than it was this morning. 49 for Immokalee. Once you head to the north into DeSoto County, 48 degrees, and then 50 for Deep Creek and 53 for Punta Gorda. Here's our setup, and here's where that snow is. That's moving through parts of Ohio, a little bit of lake effect snow for Cleveland. We have high pressure taking over much of the country. We have northerly winds until this high pressure gets on the other side of Florida and turns the wind out of the south, and that's how we'll warm back up. That doesn't happen until next week. So we will have high pressure, sunshine, northerly winds, low humidity, and below average temperatures until the middle of next week. Upper 40s, so it gets even colder for Saturday and Sunday morning. Our lows will be in the upper 40s. That's for areas like Fort Myers and Cape Coral. You head inland to LaBelle, we're talking low to mid 40s for Saturday and Sunday morning. Once we head into Monday and Tuesday, still below average for this time of year, 61. We don't get above that until Thanksgiving, 62 degrees. Our Thanksgiving forecast is looking great. I'll show you kind of a peek of what we're expecting across the country. Keep in mind, it's a week away, so things will be adjusted a little bit. First Alert Live Doppler radar is going to be pretty dry, not checking in on it much over the next 7 days. Here's our 7-day rain potential. Nothing for the entire state of Florida. So if you're doing any traveling over the next week, you don't have to worry about any weather problems. All the weather problems will be off to the north, as they usually are this time of year. So here's what we're expecting next week. So this is Thursday. Keep in mind, big travel day on Wednesday. There is going to be a front, not surprising this time of year, but how much of a front are we talking about? How big of a front are we talking about? Is this going to cause all the planes to just kind of domino effect? It looks like it will be significant enough for a few delays if we're talking about snow in parts of Ohio or even into Chicago by Wednesday, but it doesn't look to be like feet of snow. A little hard to determine snow forecast this far in advance, but we will have a front and it will not bother us. We're going to be looking pretty good as we head into Thanksgiving. Warm, dry, sunny. It's great. 52 degrees by first thing tomorrow morning. That's pretty chilly by our standards, about 10 degrees below average. And then the afternoon, 73. Gorgeous out there. Winds will stay out of the north, keeping the humidity low. Here are the next 7 days. Saturday during the day is our coldest day. Then we start to see the temperatures slowly start to increase as that humidity starts to slowly increase. So great weather through the weekend. Once we head into next week, we'll stay into the low 80s. For Thanksgiving itself, waking up to temperatures in the low 60s, 83 for a high. That's not too bad at all. That's your First Alert forecast.